Entertainment Attorney Stephanie Hay here, and welcome to my 2024 South by Southwest recap. For all of you all that missed this year's festival, I got the scoop on some of the things that I found were interesting. And if you missed it, we missed you. But here's some tips and tricks for things that you may want to know next year when you do attend. So before we kick things off, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So first thing is, what are your goals for the conference? You need to set goals for the conference. I found this to be very helpful in really figuring out how to navigate what I was trying to do. So first of all, of course, I was going there for some client meetings. So that was top priority for me, meeting clients and also meeting some of my professional contacts. Of course, as an entertainment attorney, I'm working with people across the country. And these events are great places where in general, a lot of people are coming from the industry, and it's a great place to do a lot of meetups with some of your professional contacts that you may just talk to on the phone or just do Zoom meetings. This is a place where you all can get some really good face-to-face time, go have a drink and talk about some of those business deals that you all have going. But it's also, in general, a great place to meet clients. So if you have clients, once again, that you're working with that may not be local to you, they are often always going to conferences like this. So this is a good opportunity for you to meet them face to face. So reach out to your network ahead of time, see who's going, and try to intentionally make plans to meet them at a conference like this, because it's helpful. We all love the virtual meetings, but it's helpful to get that one-on-one time with them. Okay, guys? I also felt like, just as you're setting what your goals are, another one of my goals was to expand my network and also meet new clients. So expanding my professional network, that was an intention of mine. Who can I meet here that will help expand my professional network, that will also help me when I'm dealing with my clients, who I can reach out to when working with clients and say, hey, okay, yeah, I met so-and-so, or I do know so-and-so at a particular company. Let's just use Paramount for an example, because I met them at South by Southwest. So one of my goals was to expand my professional network. The other goal of mine was to meet new clients. This is a great opportunity for professionals to meet new clients, for you to network with some of your peers at places like this, because everybody is coming with the intention, hopefully, to network, expand their network. It's not all of this, okay, who's not talking to people because you're just not sure or you're unaware. No, this is the opportunity. Everybody is here to network. So that was my goal: expand my network professionally, but also meet potential new clients. So let's talk about using the app. Once you register for the conference, you want to use the app. You want to go to the app and start downloading and starring your favorite activities. And when I say your favorite activities, whether that's the mentor sessions, networking, all the things that you want to participate at the conference, you want to go ahead and go on the app and start starring them. Once you have hit the little star button that's on that particular session, it will start to collect your particular schedule. This schedule is going to be important. It's going to be important because with that schedule, you can start to identify all the things that you want to do on each of the particular days that you're there. Of course, depending on what your pass is, I've gone where I've had just a music pass. I've gone where I've just had a television and film pass. You can do an interactive pass. Just depending on your pass will give you access. But based on that access, you can use the filter section on the app when you're trying to determine what sessions you want to go to. And that's how you're going to identify all the sessions that you're interested in, as well as all the networking opportunities that are available. So use the app to your benefit, because once you identify all the things you want to go to, everything you could potentially be interested in, don't leave anything out, right? So you're going to start all that stuff, and then you're going to be able from there to go and see all the things you start. What you will realize when you do that is there are some things that are happening at the exact same time. Literally, 2 sessions may be happening at 2:30. From there, you want to figure out, once again, going back to your goals, is this a networking session? Is this a presentation? Or is it a workshop? Now, for the major presentations, they are going to record those. So it may not be worth you going, honestly. You can listen to that on the app later. They're going to record those sessions and they're going to post them to the app so you can listen later. So if, for instance, a workshop is happening or a networking session is happening, that may be more beneficial to you to show up in person, because, of course, they're not recording meetups and stuff like that. You may want to go to the meetup over going to this presentation that they're doing that you can listen to on the back end of things while you're walking back to your hotel or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Don't rule anything out because it's a conflicting time. Put it on your schedule and figure out how to prioritize it. And if it's something that they're going to record later anyway, and you can just listen to, and it's easier to access later because you already had it on your schedule and it'll automatically pop up in your app. So that app is it was very key once, you kind of get organized in the app and you understand what's going on. Okay. Next, understanding workshops, presentations, and networking sessions. So the presentations are going to be y'all like the key speaker presentations. That's where all your celebrities are coming. Those are the things that they advertise. Those are things that you see in Variety magazine, stuff like that. Are those sessions important to you based on what your goals are of coming to the event? Do you really want to hear that keynote person speak? This year in the television and film section, it was the SAG president. He was a keynote speaker. Meghan Markle was a keynote speaker. But in these keynote presentations, guys, the lines are ridiculous. When I say ridiculous, out the door, down the hallway, outside the building, wrapped around the stairwell. Ridiculous. So if it is that important for you to go, you need to get there early to get in line in order to attend the presentation or the keynote that you're trying to essentially just hear. If it is not, once again, go back and listen to it because it may not be necessary, because there may be a mentoring session or a meetup that is more beneficial. Those are going to be considered like your networking sessions. In those networking sessions, I found that they were, honestly, really vital to making your experience worth it, once again, based on what your goals are, right? Those networking sessions, the creatives are showing up, whether it was an actor session or potentially like a mentoring session, they're showing up and they're ready to talk. Everybody's trying to get to know each other and figure out how we can connect professionally and from a business standpoint. So those are places where it's a bunch of people at this conference and you're trying to figure out who to connect with. The people who are genuinely trying to connect are showing up to the mentoring sessions and to the meetup sessions. So identify those meetup sessions and attend those meetup sessions where you're just walking into a room, you're introducing yourself, and everybody is kind of chitter chatting and stuff like that, right? At those sessions, also have an updated LinkedIn, y'all. LinkedIn is going to be key because that's the way you're going to reconnect with these people that you have met during these meetup and networking sessions, okay? LinkedIn, I learned this on the fly, has the QR code feature now. So if you open your LinkedIn profile and it'll have your picture like up at the top in the search bar and a little box, you hit that, it'll provide you your QR code for LinkedIn. You can share that easily on your phone with whomever you're talking to. You all can connect that way. And then later, when you go back to your LinkedIn profile, it'll show you the new people you connected with. And that is a way for you to then send them a message and reconnect with them after the fact. So that came in handy, especially if, for instance, you didn't have any cards or any handouts and stuff like that. Of course, a lot of people don't have those things on hand because it's a lot going on and people aren't really passing out cards like that anymore. But that was a good way professionally to be able to connect with somebody without saying, hey, let me follow you on Instagram. After I follow you on Instagram, I can't find you anymore, right? Until you pop up in my feed. LinkedIn makes it so much easier to reconnect with somebody that you connected with if you were standing there face to face using that QR code. So that's what you're going to want to do if you're using the QR codes via LinkedIn at those networking and mentoring sessions. And then finally, if you're going to workshops, I feel like the workshops were very helpful. There was a SAG Indie workshop. Those workshops are going to be like learning opportunities, learning more of the business, but from a hands-on practical perspective. So if you're looking for that, look for those things on your schedule and attend those things. So if I had to prioritize what I was doing that day based on what was going on, I'm probably going to go to the networking sessions first. I'm going to a workshop second, and then those key presentations are going to be the last thing on my list if I really feel like attending, because I know I can catch whatever the speaker said on the backside of things. Okay. So that would be my suggestion if you're looking to do your schedule. Next, let's look up the companies and the people that you're talking to. So if there's there are several mentors on the schedule. They do these blocks of mentoring sessions. What I found when I was talking to people about like, were the mentoring sessions valuable? They were valuable if you went to a mentoring session with somebody whose background and goals align with yours. So the mentors may say, manager and artist mentoring session. Well, you want to look at the manager in that mentoring session, look at their background because it's provided in the app, their backgrounds and all their information is provided within the app, and figure out if that manager or that agent is an agent that is aligning with the things that you're trying to do professionally. Because if it's not, it's essentially going to become a waste of your time. So look up those people to see which mentor of all the mentors that are on here is the mentor that I'm trying to connect with and sign up for their mentoring session. That's going to be important. The other key thing when you're talking about connecting with companies and people that are there, companies are there, and in some of these keynote presentations or other presentations that are going on, look at the speaker's profile, because that's going to expose you to companies that you may not have known existed. So from a music standpoint, there were indie distribution companies there that I was just unaware of. This is a great opportunity to learn about some of those companies and what they're doing in your particular creative space to help you along, even if you're using them for field research. So if that's the case, look up those speakers' profiles, look up the companies, and figure out, once again, do any of these companies align, and can they benefit me, and how can I essentially tap into that particular network? So using those speaker profiles are also going to be key when you're looking to network or go to some of these workshops. Okay, guys? Okay, express passes. Let's talk about express passes. Every badge comes with a certain set of express passes. The express passes open at 9 a.m. When they open, based on the number you have for the day, and they open the day of, you can select whatever sessions, the ones that are popular, and use your express pass. Now, I got on the app at my flight landed maybe at 9:10. I got on at 9:15. All of the sessions that I wanted to use my express pass for were gone. So the express passes go relatively quickly. So you basically need to sit on the app at about 8:59, 8:58 to make sure, if you're trying to go and use an express pass for something that will be popular, like a popular movie, documentary, whatever it is that you're able to use your express passes. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use any of mine because every time I got on the app, they were all gone. But they are available, and they're being advertised as a benefit for attending. But in order for it to really be beneficial, you definitely have to be on it when you're talking about using those express passes, because they'll move immediately. And you can use them for premieres and keynotes, because if not, you need to arrive early because the lines are going to be ridiculously long. Okay. Next, let's talk about submission of your music and your films. This is a great place to submit your indie film or to be on a music showcase. I know there are a lot of ancillary things, especially on the music side, where there are a lot of ancillary, showcases for musicians that happen around the other South by Southwest activities, or you're trying to get your film into the actual South by Southwest Film Festival. You want to get your stuff into the branded activities, primarily because if your goal is on the film side, distribution, or on the music side, getting somebody to distribute your music or A&R, things like that, they are in those rooms. Now, they are undercover, but they are in those rooms. I met several of them after premiering some of the independent films that were at the conference. You go to those, and they're in the audience, they're taking questions, they're asking questions, but they are in the room. So while, yes, you can participate in some of the ancillary non-branded South by Southwest activities, your goal is to get in some of those branded activity rooms, because A&Rs, distributors, they're at the conference with a pass, and they're going to those branded activities because in some way they look at them as, okay, y'all filtered out all the riffraff. So these people that I'm going to see are quality people. So let me go and take a look. And I can do it under the surmise of I'm just here kind of hanging out. The ancillary activities I found, yes, they can be fun and they give you exposure, but they bring in just a lot of the general community and people that are attending and kind of there just for kicks and fun. But if you really want to take it seriously and get serious eyes on your work, you want to try to get into some of the branded South by Southwest events with your film or with your music. Okay. And finally, going just to go. So if you're just going to go, if you're going on the music side and you going for vibes, it's fun. It's a good time. There is one thing about the going when it's the week leading into music, especially that weekend, the activations are better from bigger brands like the Amazons of the world and things like that. Activations are much better to me on the music side of things. And there are tons of music being played at every bar, in every corner. It's people all over the streets. It's just a good time. It's just a vibe. That's what it is. So you don't need a pass. You don't need any of that. You can just go kick it and hang out, right? Now, on the television and film side, the vibe is different. The streets feel different. It's not the same thing. I would assume primarily because with the television and film side of things, you're really there. If you're looking like at a documentary or something to that effect, you got to go to the theater. So if you're going to the theaters, then you're going to need a pass to get in. So get your pass. But I'll be honest with you, a lot of the bigger movies that are premiering will eventually premiere in a movie theater near you. So not really sure if it's worth buying a pass and flying in town just to be on a movie pass to kind of see the different films that are premiering at the festival if you're just like an avid film goer. A lot of them will eventually, especially the big ones, premiere near you. The independent ones, maybe not, but hopefully they'll premiere at a film festival that may be closer to you. So like I said, if you're going just for vibes, the music scene during the week of South by is definitely, to me, a better scene to go and just kick it with the homies versus TV and film. To me, you're there on a professional kick and to get some stuff done. Okay, so I hope this helps. Use link in my bio to schedule a free consultation, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.